This is Win News.
Tonight, Kaylin loses its community kindergarten. Beaches closed after 2 swimmers stung by jellyfish. And a fitting farewell for the old Fulgan Bridge. Good evening, I'm Samantha Heathwood.
And I'm Daniel Sercombe. Later in sport, the Cutters finally sing the team song.
Kaylin parents are up in arms after the Education Department announced the closure of the community's kindergarten. Parents say they'll now be forced to travel to Proserpine or Mackay. A 14-year-old boy has been transported to the Mackay Base Hospital with suspected spinal injuries after falling from his motorbike during a competition at Dysart yesterday afternoon. A 27-year-old man who sustained head and abdominal injuries after a separate motocross accident was also airlifted to hospital. 2 swimmers are recovering after being stung by jellyfish at the weekend. Hundreds of people turned out to give the old Fulgan Bridge a fitting farewell. The new part of the overpass could be open to motorists by the end of this week. 3 men who allegedly steered the MV Mimosa into a restricted area of the Great Barrier Reef have been granted bail. The South Korean captain and 2 Vietnamese crew faced the Townsville Magistrates Court this morning. A 10,000-strong flying fox colony at North Eaton will be moved on tonight. Mackay Regional Council says it will start trimming trees from 7 p.m. Just days after fending off accusations of vote buying in coalition electorates, the federal government is under fire for favouritism towards Labor voters when allocating health funds. Tony Abbott says while Kevin Rudd has been raising his profile in the bush, the bigger grants are going to electorates held by Labor. A Mackay woman is celebrating after winning $500,000 in Saturday night's gold lotto draw. The woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, says she'll pay off her mortgage and clear up her debts. Up next, local artists celebrate the Libris Awards and the Mater Hospital calls for more volunteers. Welcome back, you're watching Win News. The Mackay Mater Hospital is calling for more volunteers to help out around the facility. The program offers a variety of roles throughout the hospital departments, including nursing and clerical support. Now to Fuel Watch. The cheapest place to find unleaded today was at the BP on Shakespeare Street for $1.26.9. Diesel could also be purchased for $1.26.9 at the United on Sydney Street. Sports up next with Daniel Sercombe, and Dan Thurston finds out the extent of his shoulder injury. Yes, Sam, he met with doctors today, more on that next. And the Cutters break through for their first win of the season. Cutters coach Paul Bramley isn't letting his players get carried away by Saturday night's victory over Burleigh. While he's impressed with their effort, he believes there's still plenty of room for improvement. Cowboys captain Jonathan Thurston today met with doctors to discover the extent of his shoulder injury he picked up in Saturday's loss to West Tigers. Meteor stars John Fitzgerald and Todd Blanchfield are making names for themselves in Adelaide. A second-half send-off ruined the Whitsunday Miners' chances against the Brisbane Strikers in State League soccer. It was 0-0 when goalkeeper Brad Moss received his marching orders with 20 minutes to play. And Sam, that's the day in sport. Thanks, Stan. Stay with us. Peter Byrne has the weather details up next.
This weather report brought to you by Ergon Energy, helping you use your energy sense. For tips, tools and advice, visit ergon.com.au.
Good evening once again, Weather Watchers. Well, just before we peruse local data, or data if you like, a Tourism Queensland photograph this evening highlights the Youngler region, very, very well known to myself. This is an hour west of Mackay with a height or an elevation of 686 metres above sea level. Now, Youngler is well named because it's derived from an Aboriginal word meaning land of the clouds, and that's a common day in Youngler, lots of low-level stratus. Checking rainfall for the 24 hours to 9 o'clock this morning. I think this was a result of storm activity overnight, around about the southwest of the viewing area. Yatton 37, Middlemount, g'day Middlemount 33, Clermont 29, Capella 18 and Moranbah 5 millimetres. Temperatures through the region today, by gee, it's muggy for the second week of April. Clermont today a maximum of 33, all those maxima well above the April average. Mackay Airport 23 to 31. The only rain for the 6 hours to 3 p.m. was St Lawrence, 1 millimetre. Let's move north-northwest to Mackay. Current data, the temperature 26 and the northerly 22 kilometres an hour. Where's all the rain? There's been rain areas mentioned on most forecasts during the day. Well, it's still well out there to the west. We've got our first satellite picture coming up. That's caused by an upper-level trough. It looks as if it's coming up very, very shortly, and that upper level trough is moving northeast, so the cloud will generally increase locally with the chance of some light rain. That's the process I'm talking about. Having a closer look at Queensland this afternoon, there were a few showers and weak storms evident anywhere south of about Mackay. There we go. But the bulk of the rain is associated with this cloud mass moving northeast, but as clear as a bell over the far north. Right, on to the chart. A fairly complex pattern. This southeasterly change will move through the local area tomorrow, preceded by a few thunderstorms and finalised by increasing showers, increasing winds and increasing seas. Bad news for that salvage operation off Yeppoon. There is the chance of a weak load spinning up off the coast of Yeppoon in the next 24 hours. Consequently, a strong wind warning has been issued for waters south of St Lawrence. The local forecast, rain areas and isolated thunderstorms, not initially, but probably overnight and tomorrow, easing from the south to just a few showers. And for Wednesday, showers coast to ranges. Central Highlands and coalfields, thundery rain areas overnight or tomorrow morning, gradually clearing north. A quick look at maritime obs, Creel Reef west-northwest at 3 knots. Coastal waters south to southeast 10 to 15, increasing during the day to 20 to 25 knots by late tomorrow. And for Wednesday, south to southeast 20 to 30. There's all the ebbs and the flows for Mackay's outer harbour. Sun up for the city just before 6:15. And finally the summary. Doesn't make good reading, but increasing winds and certainly rising seas. That's it for the weather. Now it's back to Sam.
Thanks, Pete. News headlines can be found on our website, wintv.com.au. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win Television, Australia's largest commercial television network.